Okay. So now we're back to where we were.
Perfect.
Okay. So are you ready to...
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
According to SpongeBob. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Once again, your sophisticated SpongeBob references are lost on me.
Oh, come on. That was what he says in the very first episode.
It's been years since I have seen SpongeBob, and I am SpongeBob illiterate. That's all there is to it. It's a sad state of affairs from the youth of today, blah, blah, blah.
How dare you not know who SpongeBob is?
Who is this fellow who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he?
SpongeBob SquarePants! Something you wish.
I told you I'm not familiar with it.
Woo! Oh, I guess I should go ahead and unplug this. Oh, I'm so keeping that in there.
Oh boy.
Alright. Hey guys, Angry Monkey here.
And Jackson Farrell from Hot Pile of Garbage.
We're playing some more 999, and I want to apologize, viewers.
Oh.
Okay, I learned because I just got around to creating the artwork, and we're 20-some episodes in, and apparently I've been saying 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors. It's 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors.
All this time.
Yeah, so I've been saying, oh yeah, so we still have 8 hours and 7.5 people.
You've been getting it backwards the whole time.
I have. Yeah, so this is 999, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors.
Yeah.
Instead of 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors.
And if you guys noticed before and have been leaving us angry comments, then that's just what happened.
Yeah, so
where are we?
Please don't post angry comments.
Where'd we leave off?
Okay, well, we just got out of door 3. We found Snake exploded all over the floor.
Yeah.
And so Junpei says, "Oh, well, according to this map, we're going to go through this door, and it's going to be a very familiar sight." So,
okay, let's...
All 4 of them leapt through. It took only a minute for them to realize where they were.
And it took only a moment.
Is a
moment a minute?
I think a moment is technically like a minute and a half or something.
I always thought a moment was shorter than a minute.
I thought it was...
Well, however long a moment is, that's how long it took us to realize where we were.
Well, maybe... So I guess they were staring for... Oh. They're just looking around. Oh, look at this. Whoa. Wait a minute! I know where we are!
Wait a moment!
Wait a moment!
We've only been here a short time ago. But we know it was longer than a moment.
Oh, hey! It's a large hospital room filled with countless beds.
Look at all those beds.
Yeah. Lotus and Clover looked up as they entered.
Oh boy.
Ace was there as well, although he looked as though he'd only just woken up. The moment they spotted Junpei, Lotus and Clover headed straight for him. As she neared him, Lotus drew back her hand and slapped him, open-palmed across the face. Sorry, viewers. That hurt my hands.
Serves you right. How could you do this to us?
Her face was furious. She grabbed Junpei by the collar and shook him violently.
His nickname Junkie.
Junkie. Oh, she probably is thinking, you're a piece of junk right now.
Yeah.
Junkie. It's Jumpy. Clover didn't touch him, but the hate in her eyes was no less potent. It was Seven who stopped them.
Knock it off. We've got bigger stuff to worry about right now.
His deep voice echoed across the massive room. Lotus glared at Seven, but let Junpei go after one last vicious shake.
Ah! What? Go have a look. I stuck the screwdriver in the door. That door over there, the one without a number. So long as the screwdriver's there, it can't shut, so you can get in there.
Wait a minute. Seven didn't go in that room with us, so how did he work? For one, where did he get the screwdriver? And
Is that a continuity error?
I don't know. I mean, maybe 7 just
Carries around screwdrivers.
I mean, he looks like he probably could. I mean,
yeah.
but I mean, because when we went in that room, or did he? Because it was Junpei, and then June and Santa. It was 7. Okay, never mind. My bad, viewers.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm. It was 7.
I'm disappointed. I was imagining 7, just like 99 pounds, and the rest is screwdrivers. Just unzips his jumpsuit and they all fall off.
All a bunch of screwdrivers. And it's like, whoa, Santa, you're actually really skinny. Yeah, it's a bunch of screwdrivers that made me look big. He's actually like a really scrawny, skinny guy with like skeleton arms or something, like twig branches. Yeah, I had to keep these screwdrivers in here, otherwise my bones would break every time I unlock a door. Just, oh, my arm!
Somehow the screwdriver's protected.
Okay, 7 also explained how they might find the shower room, and how he'd use the broom to ensure that the door remained open as well.
Then you're saying we can go in there without passing through the numbered door?
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
What the crud is in there?
You'll know when you see it.
Lotus and Clover looked at one another for a moment, not a minute, then nodded and stepped through the door. By then, Ace had made it his way to them, moving with the stiff, shuffling steps of someone who has only just awoken from a lengthy slumber. How long was he asleep? He wasn't asleep that long.
My goodness. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Ace shook his head weakly. As in once a week.
I was just thinking that. Should I go as well?
7 nodded.
Very well.
You don't sound very sad.
Oh, sorry.
See, look. Look up.
Very well.
Okay.
Better?
That's better. Like the sneakers commercial. Better? Much better. Ace followed Lotus and Clover with a stiff, tired gait.
Maybe he could use the Snickers.
Yeah. Lotus could probably use one too.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little grumpy.
Yeah. You're not you when you're hungry. Oh wait, if you're Lotus, you are.
Yeah, you are you, Lotus.
100% all the time.
The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth Ooh, that sounds painful.
Yeah, that's a mental image and a half right there.
It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. No matter how many times he'd heard it, he never got used to it. Every time, it put him on edge.
Picturing curling teeth is putting me on edge.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me, there's an AC/DC song, Kicked in the Teeth. Every time I just hear that title, it's like, my mouth starts hurting.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. It's a ghost! Ah! It was Clover. Okay. It's not a ghost. Okay. Never mind.
Thank goodness. I thought it was a ghost. Oh, the text.
Yeah. She sat on the edge of the bed, her head dropping listlessly on her chest. What does listlessly even mean?
Like no energy, just exhausted.
Okay. Her eyes were blank and stared across the room at nothing. Her breathing was slow and mechanical. So she's a robot? Aside from the rise and fall of her chest. A robot ghost. What, is she going to be a ninja robot ghost?
Obviously.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is Japan.
We're just going to accumulate every possible attribute onto Clover.
An alien samurai robot ghost?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Alien samurai cowboy pirate ninja ghost robot. Did I say robot?
I don't know.
Maybe it's in there twice.
She's a robot of a robot.
Double robot.
Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Junpei felt as if even a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces. So she's like an ancient thing that's very fragile.
Yeah,
like
ancient robot pirate ninja cowboy ghost. 7 was probably murdered.
Snake was probably murdered, not 7.
Oh. Son of a gun. Snake was probably murdered.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I wasn't murdered. Chances are he was killed the same way the ninth man was.
7 lowered his voice, likely in an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had to say.
Nope, this is as low as it goes. Sorry.
There were 4 other people in the room with Junpei and Clover. 7. And Clover. And Ace and Santa, June and Lotus. 7 looked at each one of them in turn and continued.
It's pretty straightforward. Not that hard to figure out how they did it.
Oh dear. Who is attacking me?
First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red to open door number 3. Then they shoved him into it, alone, and waited 9 seconds for the door to shut. Once that door shut, it was over for Snake, but he didn't give up. He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower room looking for the dead. It was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose.
Except his life.
Unfortunately, it didn't work. The detonator's only deactivated if everybody who authenticated when they went in uses the dead. And then 81 seconds after he was shoved in, that happened.
He blew up.
I see. So that's what you meant by killers, huh? You need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake. It wouldn't open for Snake in a single killer. Exactly. That means we're looking at multiple perps here.
Junpei crossed his arms and grunted.
Ugh. Well, just in case, I want to make sure. Let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed? When we all split up to look for the parts for the Reds, I think. Right after that was when we noticed he was gone. Then that means none of us have alibis.
Didn't we already go through all this?
Yeah, I think so. Can we...
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, so Snake's dead. They're trying to figure out what happened, and was Zero still on the ship with them? Last time you said Junpei wasn't sure.
Oh, let's just get some new dialogue up in here.
Of course he was. That was obvious. Zero was somewhere on the ship, but Junpei had no idea where. Junpei mumbled to himself, lost in thought.
Where could Zero be hiding?
Suddenly, everyone went very quiet. The silence was cold and...
Everyone quiet!
Sorry! The silence...
No, quiet.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. And Junpei could feel it crawling across his back and around his throat. Again, he heard the ghosting moaning noise. And moments later, a person who looked more ghost than human appeared. It was Clover. Why did they keep calling her a ghost? I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
I was about to make a joke. Oh, it's Lotus, but the text moved too quick.
Well, Lotus is old, apparently, according to everybody. So, somebody who's as old as a ghost, or a zombie, mummy. I'm going to go with mummy, ancient Egyptian mummy.
Yeah.
And then she's probably like,
You want to get slapped again?
no, I'm good, Lotus.
Surprised he hasn't crumbled to dust. Ow!
Okay, so she looked at the floor as she spoke, and her voice was a cold monotone. Okay, I'm going to need that water now.
Okay.
Hold on, viewers.
Hey guys, how y'all doing in there? As if you're living in the computer. I don't know why that came
Where are
up.
your cups at?
Up in the cabinet there.
Which one?
You're right in front of it.
This
Just
one?
open up. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys liking this game? Well, if you're still with us after so many episodes, I'm sure you do. So thanks for sticking with us. This is a fun time. Yeah. Oh, let me get you a coaster.
Okay. Oh, there's one right there.
Perfect. You guys at home, we don't have a face cam, so you'll just have to imagine the coaster. It may even be more exciting than real life in your mind.
Well, I can describe it like as if they were listening to an audiobook.
yeah,
It's blue and white striped with the little fuzzy edges. I don't know what they call that, but the fuzzy edges.
like the fringe.
fringe edges or fuzzy edges.
That's boring. You should have lied.
It's got a picture of a dragon on it.
It's too
Breathing
late now,
fire.
buddy.
It's a blue and white striped dragon.
Okay, that's
Okay.
cool.
I think Zero is one of us.
Done.
What? Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But who? Junpei! Oh.
Said. Oh,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
let's just go ahead and insult the poor pink-haired girl.
Isn't this ship going to sink in a few hours? If Zero was here with us, he'd be putting himself in danger. Why the heck would he do something like that? There's no motive.
Clover looked up at Junpei, and her face fell. You don't believe me.
No, I believe you. I just think you're wrong.
Okay, that's much better. Her eyes were so pitiful.
No.
The moment Junpei met them, he felt his heart tighten. He didn't think what he said was wrong, but perhaps the way he'd said it had been. He'd been too insensitive. How dare you, Junpei?
This is the jerk playthrough, isn't it?
This is the jerk playthrough. I mean, he pretty much left Clover and Lotus to die, essentially.
Yeah.
Clover had just lost her brother. His death would have been bad enough, but she'd also been seen the blasted wreck of his body. Oh, I guess that during the skip we cut through all that where I guess they saw Snake. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I
because
guess so.
she wasn't in the room when we were in there, so I guess.
Right. We were the bearers of bad news.
Yeah. So Junpei barely knew him, and the sight had been enough to make him sick. What Clover had felt, he couldn't begin to imagine. In the mental state she must have been in, it was understandable that she would look at those around her with suspicion. She felt everyone was against her. The least Junpei could have done was try to understand what she was feeling. He felt ashamed of what he'd said. Perhaps he thought, I should apologize. But before that apology could begin...
Clover, I understand what you're feeling. You don't feel that you can trust any of us.
Ace had beaten Junpei to the punch. Ow, Ace, why'd you do that? As he spoke to Clover, his face was calm and friendly. I don't know, he doesn't really look friendly right now.
Well, they only have so many sprites.
Yes, I guess.
But you have to understand, the more we distrust one another, the further we fall into our true foe's trap. Zero was the one who did those horrible things to your brother. Do you want to let yourself be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing?
Clover didn't answer. She didn't even look at Ace. The whole time, her eyes were on Junpei. I love Junpei! I can't get my eyes off of him!
Well, I'm sure not feeling it.
I just want to kill you really bad, I so love you! He could feel Clover's eyes boring into him. They were the color of a deep winter lake. Junpei saw no suspicion in them, only sadness. Then, in that horrible silence... Oh, okay, bell's ringing.
Oh, did it ring?
It's ringing. It's just the computer's, the fan's on, so...
Yep.
Yeah, that's... Okay. So anyway, they heard the bell ringing. It was the clock at the central staircase. 3 in the morning, man.
That means we have 3 hours left!
Then we need to move, now. 7. Clover. I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now, it's important we trust one another, don't you?
7 and Clover remained silent. Their eyes were looking at something somewhere else, very far away.
We must go. We have very little time left.
Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew where they were going. Their next destination was Mercury! Wow,
Get on the rocket ship!
we need to get off the ship first before we can even think of going to space. They stood in front of the elevators next to the stairs that led to the casino and the kitchen. Between the elevators was a card reader with the Mercury symbol engraved on it. Junpei stood in front of it with the Mercury key card. He'd found the card while investigating the shower room. He took a deep breath and slid the card through the reader.
Right, now we're moving.
It made a small beep and the lights on the reader blinked to life.
Help me! I was trapped in the card reader!
Ah, it's alive! Now they were ready to free the thing from the card reader. 7 people, including Junpei, climbed on the elevator. Oh, that's probably a tight fit. Hey, 7, can you tuck in your gut a little bit?
Yeah, just let me ditch some of these screwdrivers.
Oh, sorry, Clover. I didn't mean to stand on your foot. And then you have June that's just...
I noticed you didn't make any response for Clover.
Oh, she's too sad to reply. She just...
Fortunately for you.
Yeah. And then you have June that's... Somebody's touching me! Who's touching me? Who's touching me?
Wasn't me, I swear. Unless you want it to be.
And then Santa says, Junpei, man, what are you doing? We're gonna die in 3 hours, man.
Well, I guess there's no time to waste. Let's cue up that narrator again. Narrator, do your thing.
There were only 2 floor buttons they could push. The C and bottom buttons. See the bottom. The rest were destroyed or did nothing when pushed. See the bottom. June's bottom.
You beat me to the joke.
Junpei hit the bottom, not June's bottom. The bottom button. Junpei, that's the wrong button. You're supposed to hit the bottom button on the elevator. Not
Sorry. I got it. Bottom button. I wonder if the bottom button is below the other button. What if it's... It's probably at the top.
It's probably at the top. Because, I mean, for all you know, it could be upside down or something. Maybe the entire ship is upside down or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or sideways.
Sometime later, all 7 of them stepped off the elevator and onto the bottom deck. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet from them.
This looks familiar.
The hallway in front of them was a dead end. But not a regular dead end. It was a super dead end. or how SpongeBob said, another SpongeBob reference. This isn't your normal, average, everyday darkness. This is advanced darkness. This is a numbered door.
Yeah. It's door 2.
Immediately they began to discuss who would go through it.
Regular dead ends only have door 1.
Yeah.
This is twice as dead.
Yeah. Oh, so then that means that like the 7 and 8 doors, those are extreme dead.
Yeah, the deadest of ends.
Yeah. Well, actually, I guess that would be 9. 9 door would be the deadest of dead. Their earlier experiences had shown them that they would meet again regardless of which numbered doors they took. As a result, there were no arguments this time. Instead, they concerned themselves with who would be sent in to investigate what was beyond the door. The first to volunteer was 7. Junpei followed suit, which meant Lotus was, by default, the 3rd member.
So we're just on the track this time.
Yeah. And before you, or I guess after this little cutscene or whatever, I guess we're going to go ahead and call it an episode.
Okay.
But we were basically at the number 2 door, and yeah, I'm excited. There's some neat stuff coming up in door 2.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that episode, and we're gonna...
tuned. Stay tuned. It's subtle. My humor is so subtle.
Okay. Woo. Okay. So we're gonna say goodbye for now, and we'll catch you guys in that next episode in door 2.
See y'all.
And not tomorrow.
No.
Probably in 2 days.
2.
Yeah.
2.
It's kind of a pun, but not really, because It's
just the number.
yeah.
We're just repeating the number.
Yeah. Goodbye, people. This episode fell flat.